What is going on, players, and welcome back to Hungary for Success with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today, we're going to be looking at the end of the transfer window that we had, the summer transfer window. We're going to take on Osijek and Austria Vienna in the Europa Conference League group, which has been less than ideal. So, if you do want to enjoy the episode, make sure to like and subscribe. Now, let's get into the video. So to start off this episode, we are going to look at the players that have joined us and the players that have left. And there's quite an interesting player that has joined. We're not going to show you everybody because a lot of players, not important. Like some of them, not so much. So players that have come in since we were here last. We signed Wang Jiho from Wolves, Chinese winger, just as a backup option. He's only played one game so far. He's been fine. But we also signed Theo Walcott. We got Theo Walcott in for 3.4 thousand a week, the highest paid player at the club. He's been pretty productive so far. He's played 5 games, scored 4 goals. He's played 1 cup game. Didn't do anything really. The Mandira is just an underage striker that we signed from, I think it was Catania. We signed Amid Ankara, who was released by Parma. He's played a couple of games. He's like our new Mazzella. And Joel Pereira, a player we had in on trial, who I decided against because he wanted too much money. I think at the time he wanted 21,000. Let him stew for a couple of months. Came in for 900 a week. That's pretty decent money for a backup goalkeeper. We have loaned out Casiedo and Pitre, who still don't want to sign new contracts. To be fair, they're transfer listed. But they're, I think, they both on 6-month loans, so we'll see how they're feeling when they come back. Alex Bursey has gone to Pakash. Obviously, not good enough to play for their first team in the second division, so he's playing for their second team. We got 10k for him, and then I was disappointed with this one. Novacek has left for ZTE's B team. To be fair, didn't actually play a single game last season. He was going to play a cup game this year, but didn't. So he's gone. That is all the transfers we've done to this point. As you can see, we've done quite well. Since you were here last though, in the defeat to Valorenga, which got us into the champions. I wish it was the Champions League. That got us into the Europa Conference League. We've drawn with Hanvid, which was disappointing because we were so much better than them. Then we absolutely shit-stomped Kishvarda. I think the players were pissed off with Kishvarda's manager, so they went and absolutely dominated the game. Kishvarda manager said we were going to get relegated. We didn't win, and we were so unlucky to lose the game against Austria Vienna. As you can see, they scored late in the first half. Perilescu gave away the penalty for them to score their first one, but then they scored 2 late goals, and it was just, we should have won that game. Like, we really should have won that game. I'm disappointed with that we didn't. Then against Taxoni, played a very rotated side, but smashed them 4-0. Quite comfortable. Then against AEK, again, we should have won this game. Disappointing that we didn't. We did have a couple of less than ideal situations in the team. Not less than ideal situations. So players who just didn't play very well. Then against Shegvid, who've been Szeged, team who've just been really bad this year. I think they've scored 2 points. Did a job over them. They injured Ankara, which was disappointing. And then Osijek. Oh, we should have beat Osijek by so many goals. We should have smashed them. On guard had an absolute mare of a game. Monazimi couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, which was fantastic. Then we went to Pushkash Academia, and of course we lost again. We were so much better than Pushkash. They just got really lucky. We had all our substitutions made when Derletka got injured, and we basically had to play with 10 men, and it just did not work out for us at all. I think there was a game somewhere along here where we had a player sent off and we had an injury. Did you see that one already? Maybe it was for no. Then against Pervert, we actually managed to win a game, which was quite nice because we've been struggling a little bit with that. And then against Uish Pest in the most recent game, we smashed them 3-0. Theo Walcott did miss a penalty early on, but thankfully, because this isn't FM20, actually played fairly well. So like I said, Osijek and Austria Vienna in this round of games. If we manage to win both games, then we'll play the AEK game in the next episode. But I don't think that's going to happen. Because as it is right now, we have 1 point, even though we should have 7. maybe even 9. I reckon we should be unbeaten in this group. We've been quite unlucky. We're sitting 4th in the league as well. To be fair, we had lots of rotation between, like, cause the games are coming thick and fast. Like if you look at Hood Wagner, he has already played 22 games this year, 10 games less than last season, and that was an entire season. And we're only 10 games into the league season so far. So it has been it has been crazy. But we have a huge amount of money in the bank. Everything is going fantastically well. I think the board are relatively happy with us. Yeah, we're on a B. They're disappointed that we haven't played defensively solid football, which has gotten really unlucky of late. But we're taking on Osijek in the first game. We have to hope that results go our way, really. I don't think we're going to be able to get through in the group, but we have to try. Some players that aren't available for today's game that I would quite like to play. Theo Walcott has been in fantastic form. As I said, Ankara has been in pretty decent form, I guess. Monazimi is carrying a knock, so he's sitting this one out. And other than that, not much is changed from what I would like. On guard, you are not a complete wingback. Hood Wagner is starting in goal with Perilevsku and on guard as our wingbacks. Derek and Pushkash as our centre backs. Pushkash has been a little bit trash panda recently, but Markella has been even worse. So Tiefenbach and Ortiz start in centre midfield. Versace and Schedler as our wide men. Galate and Gabriel starting up front. Gabriel has decided he is a footballer again. It's very annoying that he's so slow to start the season, but he's on a leadership course at the moment, which hopefully will help him become more of a leader. But this Osijek side, it's interesting that they're top, because I would have, having played the game against them most recently, I would have said there's no way they would be that good of a team. They've struggled against the other teams, and for some reason, we just don't seem to be able to play well against them. We don't seem to be able to play well for the entire game against them, because we have been, like I said, pretty Clives and Heisler. Please don't, for the love of Jesus, don't score against us. Pushkash has made his Hungarian debut, but Hood Wagner has been called up to the last 2 squads, hasn't played yet. So we'll have to wait for Golaski to retire, or Golashki. I think Dibish is still ahead of him as well, so we kind of need Dibish to, piss off as well. I think if he never gets to play as a first team regular for Hungary, I'll be very disappointed, because he is very, very good. FM20, he was really underrated by the whoever scouts Hungary, because FM19, it was a monster. FM20, not so much. FM21 has been quite good so far, if I do say so myself. We haven't just conceded. Why did I say it so strange? We have conceded. Pushkash, I think, might be the one that was at fault for that. We're just getting dominated in this game. Everything is Osijek. Hood Wagner with the long ball forward finds Garate, who's made his way back into the team recently. Gabriel had Versace to his right, decided, nah, let's go at this all by our lonesome. Garate, a keeper manages to make save. Versace picks it up though, gets out to Schedler. He is onside, and that was quite an aggressive tackle. Schedler's cross was too close to the goalkeeper, and we have another free kick. So finally, we're getting a bit of sustained pressure on Osijek. There's definitely going to be screams at halftime. I'm going to be shouting quite a lot. Derek all the way back to Hood Wagner. Perilevsku, after being man of the match in the last game, not playing all that well in this one. Schedler goes for a goal again, and it's saved by their goalkeeper. Versace is not having a fantastic game, but he's not really had much in the way of opportunities. Garate misses 2 point blank shots. We're on key highlights, right? Yeah, okay. We're on key highlights. Just been mental. So we've had 12 shots. I'm going to say about 9 of those were probably in the last couple of minutes of that half. I'm going to thrash my arms and say, you're all a bunch of wankers. You can improve. You can improve. You can improve. And you can improve. Defenders, I have faith. Midfielders, I have faith. Strikers, Agrate is making his 50th appearance for Dorogi already. It's not bad. We did have two players that we were considering early on during the transfer window, and they both failed miserably. One of them wanted 25 grand a week, and I was like, we cannot offer that. So I kind of gave up on him, and then it came up again that, oh, Dorogi are looking to sign this guy, and I was like, oh, we'll have a look and see. Shedler! You don't see many goals like you don't see many goals like that, my friends. Perelevsku gets it across. Gabriel misses the header. Shedler absolutely smashes it. Hits both posts. Versace is there to just tap it in. But yeah, we had an Icelandic striker that we were looking at signing. Wanted 25 grand a week. I was like, no way, we can't afford that. It's about 5 times more than what we're able to offer players. Although I was kind of thinking, oh, show intent, but no, we're not paying 25 grand a week for anybody at this stage. And the other guy was a Slovenian striker who decided, oh, Garate hits the post. The other guy was a Slovenian who decided he wanted to play for Farvar, I think it was. So he decided against joining us, which was quite disappointing, if I do say so myself. And because I'm the manager, I'm the one making all these decisions, it was quite disappointing. We're going to bring on Garbut to play as a complete wing back. We're bringing on Mamoli as a striker for Gabriel because he's just been so very, very poor in this game. I'm going to bring Markella on for Pushkash just because he's not been in the best of form today. I've inspired or motivated every player that's come on. I'm going to go attacking because we do kind of need to win this game. So we play Austria Vienna and AEK, so we do need to win at least 2 of the remaining 3 games. Ideally, we win this one, and then we win the other 2, but it's not going to happen, is it? I'm going to berate the players. To be fair, Kleisenheisler hasn't been all that involved. He is a Hungarian international. So oh my god, 34 shots. We were so much better in the second half. Don't really need to come back and salvage a draw, I guess. I'm not going to shout at anybody individually because what's the point? They're all motivated and inspired. You can't do any more than that, apart from ruin their confidence. Mamoli came off the bench, didn't have an amazing game. Garbut did. So maybe Garbut will start the next game. Have to wait and see. I'm guessing the other game ended in a draw because it didn't look like it changed. I'm not going to partake in that. The other game did end in a draw. So we're 6 points behind Osijek. So if we can beat AEK and Austria Vienna in our next 2 games, and results go away, we can finish top. We still can finish top. Okay, that's fine. We'll be back in just a second for the game against Austria Vienna. We have a couple of games to play in between. Well, 1 game. So we'll be back for that in. Right, so now we're taking on Austria Vienna in the second part of this episode. In the in-between of it, we drew with MTK. They just scored a breakaway goal, and it was very, very disappointing. But to be fair, we were shocking. We were shocking for the majority of that game. Monazimi scored an absolute screamer. Other than that, it's just not great. But we're going into this game away from home, needing to do the business. We're starting with Hut Wagner and goal, Perelevsku and Garbut as our wide men because Ongard has been absolutely trash recently. Derek and Pushkash as our central defence with Tiefenbach and Ortiz in central midfield. Versace and Scheller as our wide men. Gabriel playing as a trequartista and Monazimi starting up front. The trequartista, originally I had considered playing him as a false 9, which is what I was doing occasionally for last season. Decided against it, and he is actually not the worst at being a trequartista. He's scored a couple of goals from doing it, so I'm hoping that he can kind of get in the swing of things fairly early on, because Monazimi is very much a one-dimensional striker. He can't really do much else. I'm training him to be a complete forward just because I want him to really do everything. I want to see if he can actually do stuff other than just be a somewhat decent striker. And as it is right now, he's pretty much just a poacher, but he doesn't really play well as a poacher. So we're playing him as an advanced forward. Gabriel has hit the crossbar. Oh my god, Gabriel hit the crossbar. Oh, Schindler's shrugged off a challenge. Oh. Yeah, what I have been noticing actually is Group C has been an absolute hot mess. Sparta Prague and Lech just seem to just be dropping points constantly. Kradat are somehow sitting in second. Poor Dundalk have no points. They did get an exceptionally difficult group, to be fair. Leon Wolfsburg and there was a Bold Glimt. It's a hard group to get. We have had Versace get a long distance shot saved, and he's picked up the ball now from the corner, which was actually quite terrible. Garate has actually turned into our corner taker. Tiefenbach just spent far too long dawdling on the ball there. Bodo Glimt. Schedler with the free kick gets it in. Versace, 11th goal of the season. Versace is on fire. I think this is his 8th goal. Sorry, it's I have a scritch. This is his 8th goal in the Conference League. Keeper just was in two minds of what to do there, and it ended up being the incorrect thing is what he decided. Schedler beautifully taken down from the the goal kick. Unfortunately, he takes a shot, and Pence is alive to the situation. Piralevsku, why are you having such a poor game? Sachs gets down. Thankfully, Garbut gets in the way of the shot. Schedler gets it forward. Gabriel heads it down to Versace. Monazimi's through. Turns and hits the post. Oh. I might have to make a change to what my wingbacks are doing because they're struggling a little bit. Tiefenbach is clear. Beautiful ball to Gabriel. Gabriel just passes it back to their goalkeeper. Just makes it so poor. Schedler forward to Versace. Gabriel, beautiful pass out to Piralevsku. Oh, takes it across, and Tiefenbach can't keep the shot down. Could see he was always leaning back. Was never going to get that one on target. It's very disappointing, and got away with that one. Versace boots it clear, and Austria Vienna go all the way back to their goalkeeper, who has nobody near him. Versace is running as quickly as his little legs will take him. Well, he's not that short. Oh, Pickler gets past, and Hutwagner. What were you doing? He was so poorly positioned for that. They always look like scoring from that angle. Everton have now making it so that they're winning all their games. I'm going to thrash members the same apart from what I've seen. We've really not been good enough. I'm gonna be nice to the strikers and be like, hey, I believe in you guys. I believe you can do this. We're gonna have to make changes to what our fullbacks are doing because it's not really working what they're doing right now. So we're just gonna bring them back to be a little bit more stable, hopefully. Garbett playing trash. Piralevsku not playing great either. So Garbett has been the most inconsistent player this season. He scored 2 absolute worldies, and he's just been terrible quite a lot of the time. If we win this game, we do jump ahead of Austria Vienna, so this is quite important that we do win this game. Just to save face, if nothing else. Tiefenbach is just sliding across the pitch. Tiefenbach, please, for the love of Jesus. He's going to have to come off if he keeps doing this. He says he's playing a 7.1. He just made a lot of mistakes in highlights. Garbert gets it across, and Monazimi's offside. Monazimi. Players are appealing for offside. It's obviously offside. Yeah, disallows the goal due to offside. How far offside was he? Quite is the answer. Quite offside. Garbett with the throw gets the ball back from clearance. Ortiz, a lovely floated cross. Versace gets on the end of it, heads over. Garbett finds Monazimi. Schedler's tried to get away from his man. Unfortunately, his legs weren't quite capable of carrying him there. The game against MTK was his 200th appearance for Dorogi. Ortiz thunders a shot at the Austria Vienna goal, and the keeper is capable of stopping it. Schedler does his man and overhits his cross. And now Austria Vienna have a breakaway. Mester. Derek is nonchalantly walking back towards him. Typhon back at the challenge though. He has put an end to that. They're playing with a wide playmaker and a roaming playmaker. That's interesting. Vienna looking to build from the corner, which wasn't a very good one. Derek takes it down, pass it back to the cool head that is Hudwagner. Gets the ball forward, finds Gabriel. Ortiz has picked it up. Gets it forward to Schedler. Ortiz, and drills that one wide. I think that was Gabriel trying to get the ball back in, so we're going to be back to playing quickly. Hudwagner's goal kick wasn't the best in Austria Vienna. Pass it back to the goalkeeper as if they felt sorry for him. Just, give the ball back to him. The poor fella didn't have a great time. Versace finds Pieralevsky, gets a forward. Manazimi, he's onside this time. His 10th of the season. Get in there, my son. I feel like Manazimi is my new favourite Iranian. Kalantari was the Iranian of the Director of Football journeyman save that I was doing. The one that I always pinned my hopes and dreams on when we were managing Angers. And now we've got a new Iranian striker to look towards. Can Garbett do anything? No, Garbett cannot. And the ball, John O'Shea's around in the box, and it's ended up in the back of the net. We're making a change. Tamoli is going to come on and be a butcher. See if he can do something. Garbett's coming off because he's been garbage. That was terrible. We're going to bring on Zuigber to play on the left wing, as is his finishing better, or his crossing is just a little bit better, so we're going to leave him. Triple substitution. We need to make changes. We're struggling defensively, but I feel like it's mostly the left side that's been the issue. We are going to continue with those changes. El Shawawi, that same guy we had at the Director of Football. Was that Angers as well? Versace down to Typhon back. Ortiz, Pieralevsky. One shot. He was practicing the other shots that he took. That one went into the back of the net. And it is quite a nice goal for him to score. Typhon back has been scoring many goals this year. Ortiz has finally started finding his scoring boots after, would this be his third season with us now? We're going to just pop back to balanced for the time being. Pieralevsky does get a clear, finds Mamoli. Derek dinks it forward. Ortiz is there to marshal the midfield, our captain. Recently turned 21, if I'm not mistaken. Ortiz gets dispossessed by El Shawawi. But Pushkash is there to clean up the mess. Ortiz can't get the ball forward. Nobody goes for the ball. And now Austria Vienna kick it really far away. On Hudwagner's weaker foot. Gets it away. Surprised Austria Vienna didn't take a shot from the fact that Hudwagner was way outside of the area. And Sachs has his shot blocked by Hudwagner. This has been an interesting game so far. As it is right now, I'm not sure how the Osijek AEK game is going, but it might. I have to check. It looks like they're drawing. Yeah, they just conceded an equaliser, and we've come away with our first win in the group. That's pretty good. Garbett, as I said, garbage. He's the garbage man. So it looks like we're going to be coming back for the final group game, because a win against AEK puts us into second, and we go into the next round. That will be very, very unexpected. A defeat, and we're anything less than a win, basically, we're screwed. So that'll be interesting. Next episode is going to be the AEK game and maybe depression. So we just because DSQR have been in shocking form this year. I really want to kind of get the season going, so maybe we do AEK and Depression. Oh, to be fair, we're almost up to the next transfer window. Yeah, AEK, Depression in the next episode. Potentially we could be top 4 in the league and into the next round of the Europa Conference League, which for next season there is a rule change. I think there's more teams qualifying for the round after, so it could be an interesting time for everybody. Yeah, so it's 2 teams qualify for the second qualifying round, whereas before it was 1 team and then 2 qualified for the second or for the first qualifying round. It depends on who wins the Hungarian Cup. So both of these depend on who wins the Hungarian Cup. Interesting. And we have a nice chunk of change. And actually we have the World Cup coming up as well. Forgot all about that. Which is why we have pretty much got December off. Delightful. And lots of January as well. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!